Well then, good afternoon everybody and welcome to Thomond Park. My name is Jim Rosenthal. It's a great pleasure for me to be sitting up here to host the official confirmation that the showdown will take place here on September the 19th. Let me just introduce the characters at the top table up here. Far right we have John Campbell, who is the stadium director. Welcome John. Alongside him Adam Booth, promoter, manager and trainer of this fellow here, Andy Lee, the WBO middleweight champion, a homecoming for you, Andy, that I'm sure you'll want to talk about in a moment. Billy Joe Saunders alongside me, the unbeaten challenger. He's won just about every belt there is, except for one. And he wants to put that one right on September 19th. And at the far post we have over there George Warren, CEO, BoxNation and Queensbury. Let's start with you, John, first of all. I believe I'm right in saying the first time you've had boxing here, you've had one or two, you've had, obviously know all about the rugby. I think you've had a bit of Elton John and you've had a bit of Rod Stewart and one or two others, haven't you? But the first time you're going to get a ring at Thomond Park, how do you feel about that?
Absolutely delighted, Jim. We've had a few scraps on the pitch, all right, but unofficially a few boxes thrown. But we're absolutely thrilled that Andy is going to defend his title at Thomond Park. A hometown boy, you know, fighting in the home of legends, the home of the brave and faithful. I think it's a dream come true for Andy, but for us as well. And I'm sure Limerick are going to come out in their thousands to shout him home.
Give us a little indication of how things might look on that night in September. You're going to lay on great weather for us, aren't you? I know that.
Absolutely. The rain will be coming in sideways as normal. And should be a good wind behind it. But hey, you know what? These guys are big, strong guys, and I don't think that's going to affect them. For the customers, it's going to be once in a lifetime, not to be missed occasion. Thomond Park for a rugby match when it's full is an atmosphere second to none. So for a boxing match with an extra 7,000 on the pitch, you know, I think it's just going to be unique and, as I said, a once-in-a-time and lifetime opportunity to attend. And
would you anticipate 30,000 plus on the night, John, or will we be too ambitious there?
No, you know, what we've done is, you know, we've done our figures based on 30 plus, 34,000. And that's what we expect to get. You know, it's, as I said, it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Andy is a great champion. He's beaten Billy Joe, a great challenger. I think it's a very special matchup. It's a special event. It's the biggest fight in Irish boxing history. It has a lot going for it. So, you know, we're just grateful to that Limerick together, including the council and, you know, all of the stakeholders here got together, including Adam and Andy, and made it happen.
Okay, John, thank you very much indeed. I know you will do us proud on the night. Adam, how proud are you to be part of this whole event, be a major player in this whole event, and what do you believe your man's chances are on the night?
It's the last 3 years working with Andy has been an incredible journey. When you look at how things were 3 years ago and you look at where he's at now, to have won the world title in the style that he did against Korobov in December was a very special moment. But this, I think, is going to eclipse that beyond recognition. What you have here is a genuine #1 challenger in Billy Joe Saunders. He's proven his mettle, he's proven his worth. He was the manager of Korobov. We all made an agreement that Andy would take that challenge and that they would move down the line. And we worked with George and Frank. We put this together in Thomond Park to give Andy the special one-off occasion that his career deserves. As an Olympian, as an incredible professional who effectively seen everything there is to see in a ring. He's seen every style, he's experienced every single possible scenario. And here we are in 2015 and he's come out top. And that for me is you know, it's an exciting thing to be part of. And now to be involved in promoting and coaching with Andy this event at Thomond Park, not just for Limerick and Munster, but for the whole of Ireland, this is a unique event, and I'm just thrilled. And I've been fortunate enough to be involved in some big events over the years, but this one I think will certainly give me goosebumps, probably more than anything else.
Promoter, manager and trainer, I know, but also a massive student of the game of boxing. Just compare and contrast the two fighters for us, could you, without a hint of bias, if you would?
And without a hint of hint either. No. It's the answer to your question. I won't do that now. What I've said is what I believe, that Andy is a champion who has seen everything there is to see in the ring and has come out on top. And he's at the top of his career and he's absolutely flying both technically, mentally and emotionally. Billy Joe Saunders is an unbeaten mandatory champion, deservedly so. Had a fantastic win against Chris Eubank Jr., which was a hard fight and proved his mettle in that fight. So, Thomond Park, which the slogan is stand up and fight, and you're going to get two guys on this night who will stand up and give the event the fight that it does deserve.
Okay, Alan, thank you very much indeed. Andy, let's come to you. First of all, deep down, just tell us all what it means for you to be coming home and to get the chance to defend a world title on your home patch.
Well, you know, I would have drove past the stadium in Manchester countless times, and I always dreamed of fighting it. And as soon as I won the world title in December, my thoughts immediately turned to defending here in Thomond Park. And this will be my first defence. And like I said, this is a global event which will be seen all over the world. And for me, I'm very proud to do that. To put Limerick on that stage and to bring an event like this here to my city, it means a lot to me. It's an honour, really, and it goes some way to repaying all the support that, you know, people of Limerick have supported me since I was a manager. So this will go some way to paying that back. And like I said, I'm fighting one of the best middleweights in the world. He's British champion, European champion, Commonwealth champion, and undefeated, and #1 contender for a long time, and waiting his time. And he's going to be coming in with a spirit of challenge, and I'm going to be doing everything I can to hold on to my belt. So this will be a fantastic event for me and for Limerick and for Billy Joe, and we're going to put on a great show here in Thomond Park.
Was it always a dream of yours while you were campaigning around the world that one day you would come back home and have a massive fight here?
Yeah, that was, I've said it since I turned pro. The dream would be to step off the plane in Shannon with the belt, and I did that in December, and people have put on a great homecoming for me. And this is it. This is the natural progression to fight here in Thomond Park. It's by far one of the best facilities in Ireland. I'm lucky that it's in my hometown, and they've been very accommodating. I'd like to thank everybody at Thomond Park for working with us, and to John Hill and Armina Clark, and to working behind the scenes with David McHugh, putting together this event, and also Queensway Promotions, Frank Warren, and all those guys for their willingness to come here. And Billy Joe, it takes a lot to come. I know, I've done it myself. He's coming into my hometown. I've been doing that all my career. So yeah, this, like I said, I can't say enough. This is going to be a very special night for me, and you know, I expect a big crowd and people come and support it.
I've sat between one or two boxers in similar scenarios, and it's got a little bit lively, but this has been very considered so far, but very measured. Do you think that is because of the respect that you have for Billy Joe, and do you think that things might change down the line?
Well, we're still like 10 weeks from the fight, so who knows. But listen, how can I not respect him? He's undefeated. He hasn't ever, he was an Olympian as well, so I know what it takes to go through all those things. I've been there myself, and like this is going to be a hard fight. I mean, he's going to take a lot of beating. What I see is his strength, is his will, his strength, is his passion, and how much he wants to win a fight. And that's going to take a lot of beating, and it's going to be a very hard fight. Like, it's not like a hand-picked fighter that we chose to come over here and have my first defense against. This is a fight that was mandated. If I not choose to fight with each other, I wouldn't shoot for my title. So this is a real fight, and I'm going to give everybody a good show.
Just a final one from you for the moment. You've had a couple of defeats on your record. Billy Joe has still got the O, hasn't he? But I read somewhere that you said that those defeats actually have made you come back even stronger.
Of course, it takes a lot for a man to come from behind and come from defeat and rise and then go on and become world champion. If anything, it's made me stronger. I know how much it hurts to lose, and I never want to taste that again. So I've been honoured by my defeats.
Okay, thank you very much indeed. Let's come to you, Billy Joe. When we arrived here in the taxi from Shannon, and there was a bit of a wow factor from you when you saw where you're going to be showing your skills on September the 19th.
To be honest with you, as soon as I pulled up to the place and looked at it, and it was just a dream come true, to be honest with you. I mean, you know, everybody wants home advantage, but, you know, he's the champion. You know, so, you know, the champion gets what he wants. And I think he deserves an homecoming, to be fair. I mean, he's a good champion. He's been to America a few times and caused some big upsets, so I think it's about time that, you know, you give Ireland back a little bit and, you know, bring this very good fight here. Now, a lot of fights need building up and talking about, and, you know, the trash talk needs, but I think this fight here, there's something in this fight that it don't need none of that. I've got a lot of respect for Andy. Good champion, like I said. Nothing against him while it's on his belt. But yeah, this fight here don't need talking up. You've got two proud travelling men going out there, and he's doing it for his country, and I'm doing it for mine, and none of that, you know, it's a mixture of there. I believe he's from England himself, a few of his family, so we'll have mixed fans coming in from all over. I've got Irish fans, he's got English fans, so it's one of them that the fans are definitely going to win on this fight. And I can guarantee one thing, that me and Andy is going to leave nothing in that ring. We're going to put it all in that fight, definitely.
You don't then consider yourself the traditional away fighter here?
Obviously, I'm in his backyard, you know, so you know, all he supports it. But do you know what? When you pull up to a place and you first get a feeling, you know, I've been to stadiums before and places where I think, you know, you get that funny feeling. But as soon as I walked in here, I got like a homely feeling straight away. You know, your name on the dressing rooms and stuff like that. It's nice, and you're greeted by nice people here. And I've been to Ireland, I've boxed out in Ireland now 7 times, and 7 wins. So hopefully, as I say, Andy's a good champion, and it's going to be a very, very good fight.
And this is going to be the night that you've been waiting for your whole career.
Yeah, I mean, I think in boxing you have to do what's financially right for you, you know, for your family and things. And you know, I stepped aside first for the Corridor fight, and you know, Andy went and grabbed it with both hands, and fair play to him. You know, he's the underdog. He won. Then also, you know, he got that draw against Peter Quillen, and you know, I thought he could have nicked the fight. So I think that, you know, he's a deservable champion, but it's going to take a lot to change down that belt, but I'm willing to give it all.
Adam was keeping his powder dry. You might want to as well, but could you give us all some indication of what you bring to the ring that Andy doesn't?
Do you know what? Listen, Andy's the same as me, he's Olympian, and he's world champion, something that I'm yet not. But I think with me and Andy is that we both can adapt well. And no matter what trainings we've got, what we do is, at the end of the day, it's going to come down to our determination and grit, this fight. And I think that's what the fans are in for a treat for.
Good, excellent, Billy Joe. Let's have a word with George. George, how proud are you, CEO of BoxNation and Queensbury, how proud are you to be putting on an event of this magnitude?
Very proud. It's fantastic to be here. All credit to Thomond if I'm getting the pronunciation right. I've heard between the 4 of you about 5 different variations of how you say the stadium's name, so apologies. But between the stadium and Adam, they've put together a package where it made financial sense, and at the end of the day, as Bill says, this is a business that we're all involved in. Both these boxers, they're champions, and they deserve to be maximising their earning potentials. And the decision to come here and do the co-promotion was justified, and we're looking forward to it.
It's a big capacity, over 30,000, and I'll let you know where and when you can get all the tickets in just a moment. But in many ways, this is something of a promoter's dream, this one, in that listen to both fighters, listen to Adam up here. It almost sells itself, this one.
Of course it does. There is no need for the animosity that you sometimes get with when specific fighters get together, and Billy himself has been involved in that in previous fights, as I'm sure Andy has, but they're a credit to the sport, they're a credit to themselves and to each other, and the fact that they've said all that they need to say. They're going to leave it all on the line in the ring. That's where the talking needs to be done, and everyone can sit back, hopefully, and as a boxing fan, watch one of the best fights we're going to see for a very long time. I really do believe that.
Let me just tell you a little bit of details on the night. Live and exclusive on BoxNation. Tickets for the Irish public via ticketmaster.ie/showdown, calling this one the Showdown, and UK fight fans can get tickets through Eventim, and of course there will be another press conference in London next Monday. Let's throw this open to all of you out there. If you could raise your hand if you want to ask anybody up here a question, and just identify who you are, and we'll get a microphone to you, and we've got our first question just down there, sir.
Gentlemen, welcome. Andy Palmer, TV3 News. Can I ask you, I know you said it's a dream come true. Looking around, you can see some of the young fighters, some of the many people that you sparred with growing up. But going out there on September 19th, home advantage, albeit, will there be a sense of nervousness there? The fact that you're here, you know, you owe it to yourself maybe, but do you owe it to the people to bring for victory? Will home advantage be an advantage or a disadvantage at the end of the day, really?
Well, fighting at home brings its own pressures. You know, when you're away from home, you kind of have that bunker mentality. But being at home, you know, there's pressure of expectation, and obviously sometimes a lot of media obligation as well. But you know, if you could have the choice of fighting away or fighting at home, you're always going to pick home. Especially what I anticipate a very hard fight. The crowd could be the difference, especially in the later rounds, to give me that extra spur. Like I said, like you said, there's a lot of familiar faces here, people who come with me through this journey, and a lot of them have been here from the start. And like, this is a way to repay them and give them, like some of the fighters, give them a chance to fight on the undercard and make their mark in the boxing game. So yeah, this is a great event for me, and I'm getting a lot out of it. But it also is a chance to give a little back to Limerick and to the boxing community in Ireland.
Thank you, Andy. Next question. Just raise your hand if you want to ask. I've been told that all you Irish journalists are really right. We can't keep asking. We can't stop asking questions. But anyone else want to ask a question? Any of the guys up here? Here we go. Let's get the microphone.
I'll just shout.
Go on, shout it out. Let us know who you are.
Billy Joe, welcome. I believe you've beaten 2 Irishmen in your professional career so far, Tommy Thomond and Gary Spike O'Sullivan. And you've said before them that you'd never lose to an Irishman.
Yeah, I know. I see this one on Twitter the other day. No, when me and Spike liked each other, he said something about this. No Englishman or something said to me before at a press conference. So I said the same back to him. But listen, there's a man out there to beat every man. But I just believe that this ain't the man to beat me.
What do you think will be the winning of the fight? I know you said heart, grit and determination, but surely some sort of tactical way to beat Andy Lee. What have you seen from the examination you've made?
To be honest with you, I'm not prepared to sit around this table and talk about the same as everything now. But I've seen things, and I'm sure you've seen things in me. But listen, me and Andy are very skilled fighters. Very skilled. We're both Olympians. So that pedigree is grounded into us. So you're going to see one thing, and that's definitely skill.
Thank you very much. There was another hand that went up here a moment ago. There we go. We'll just get a microphone to you. Could let us know who you are. That would be great.
Kaylee from Fusion Magazine. Hi, Andy. A lot of people in this room would consider you a role model. How does that make you feel? And did you have role models as you were coming through, and how does it feel that you are in that position now for many people here?
I guess I kind of am in that role once I became world champion. It's good for young guys to have, for kids to have positive role models, especially in sport. My older brothers were my role models. They both fought, and I just want to be like them, So yeah, I think there'll be children. This is like I said, when there's never been a world title fight in Limerick before, and the last time there was an outdoor fight, and it was 20 years ago. And before that was Muhammad Ali in 1972. So this is a once in a generation event, and the ticket prices that we've made, and I intentionally. I think the cheapest ticket is €30. I think that's affordable for everybody. I wanted that. I made sure that was, because so people can come and people can bring their kids and their families to this, and they'll remember this when they're growing up, and it'll inspire, hopefully, you know, if I can come world champion and fight out there in the stadium, then any kid from Limerick can do it, because what difference did they to me, you know, so that was a big part of having the fight here, so yeah, it's a historical event, and it'll be something special for everybody.
Thank you, Andy. Well done. Any more questions from out there? Just down here, on you go, sir.
I'm just wondering, in terms of experience and level of opponent you fought, do you think that will stand to you if you think of Korobov versus Stubanks Jr. and Quinlan? And were you surprised you got the Korobov fight that Billy passed up at what time?
No, I think, well, the way the situation went out, he was contracted to fight Chris Eubank at the time, and there was an opportunity for Adam Frank Warren, and then we got in there, you know. And it's just the way that fate had it, you know. But like I said, I've been fighting, and my last three, you can just look at my last three opponents, all in the top contenders, you know. So I've been fighting at a high level for a long time, and Billy Joe's been fighting at a high. Like I said, this all just adds up to a great fight between two, like Billy Joe's. We're both in the top 10 of the Ring magazine, so this is not a fairy tale like fight that people are just trying to like realise that this is a significant fight in world boxing, not just in Ireland and England. This is a world fight, and there are people who are watching this all over the world, so it's as big as it gets.
Yeah, over there.
Hi, Karen Grossman, and I'm with the Shannon Region Conference and Sports Bureau. So it's more of a comment other than a question. I'd firstly like to commend Andy and Adam on bringing the showdown to Limerick, and John Cantrell on making Thomond Park and facilities here available. I think, Andy, you're a true sports ambassador. You epitomise what all of us are trying to do, which is to get people in Limerick to be Limerick and proud. And I think it's fantastic to have an event of this calibre happen in Limerick. If I could just say to Billy Joe, we can't guarantee you a win, but what we can guarantee is an amazing welcome from the people of Limerick. And I think from the moment people step through Shannon Airport, right coming into the heart of the city, people will see that this is a really proud city, proud of its heritage. It's a cultural city. Last year it was Ireland's first national city of culture. We've previously been a European capital of sport, and I think going forward, people can only expect a huge welcome for you and all of your fans. And as I said, we can't guarantee a win. We'll all be rooting for Andy on the night. So, fair play, guys.
Can you repeat that again?
There probably was a question in there somewhere. I'll probably miss it, but there we go. I think you're going to get a nice welcome here. Okay.
Jimmy Wood, the Irish Examiner. Could I just ask, how much is the prize purse? How much is how much money is the fight worth?
A tenner. That's all I'm getting told.
You'll probably get, George, do you care to give an estimation on the total value of the fight, or you probably...
No, not off the top of my head. I mean, you know, Andy's touched on the ticket prices. We're hoping for 34,000 people here. Obviously hoping for everyone over in Ireland and the UK to tune in and subscribe or to buy it on pay-per-view via BoxNation. So if it's successful, it's successful. If it's not, it's not. But we're here and we hope it will be.
Good stuff.
Question to Adam. First, best of luck to both guys on the night. Obviously, to Andy. The undercard, is there any indication? Not for myself, but just. I'll put a stump in, yeah?
No. The first thing we've got to do is there's been a lot of work that's gone into getting this thing put together. And once we settle down in the next couple of weeks, we'll start to piece it together again.
You have my details.
That was Michael Sweeney asking that question. You should really have identified yourself there. Anyone else to go?
There's no one in Limerick.
I know. Here we go. Let us know who you are.
Gavin Casey with BoxNation. Question for both fighters, just based on the pattern of recent fights we've seen Andy yourself, maybe fall slightly behind on cards early and come back into the fight in the middle rounds. We've seen Billy Joe yourself against the likes of John Ryder and Chris Eubank, where you've taken a lead early and then maybe not allowed opposition to talk back, and that's transpired that way. Does that come into all your fighters' preparation ahead of this one? The way the areas in the fight where both fighters come up strong.
You know, I'm not being big-headed about myself and that, but the opposition that I've boxed, I would probably say that is not as up to Andy's class. And before every fight, I've had 21 fights, and I don't want to keep blowing my own trumpet, but before every 21, I knew that if I just do enough, just to train, I'll get by and win. You know, this is what I've been dreaming for. This is what lit something inside me that I want back. You know, and I believe that that's not going to be a problem this time, definitely not.
What about yourself, Andy? Did you make your preparation?
Obviously, you never set out to be training the rounds, but like I said, you find your way in the fight, and just the way the fight unfolds. But yeah, like I said, I believe Billy Joe fight train hard whenever this fight and won't have those issues in the last round. But when you fight like Eubank and Ryder, they're very well conditioned fighters, and they intend to come on strong. That's how they fight. For me, I'll box. I'm going to try and intend to box this fight all the way through. But I know I have a punch that if ever I'm behind in a fight, through my experiences, I know that at some stage, if I land the right punch, I can end the fight at any time. But obviously, I'll be looking to box and win the fight in the first round.
Andy, what sort of training camp will you have? Will you be in France, England, Ireland?
We're going to be training in Surrey, south of London.
When you come back to Limerick before the fight, will you have a bit of a training?
I'm sure we'll be here maybe 10 days before the fight. Training. I'm not sure where we'll base ourselves, but we'll be here.
And in relation to Billy, question for yourself, what's your record against fellow Southpaws?
Touchwood, I haven't been beat by one yet. But no, I think it's you know, I've boxed all around the world as amateur, and probably, you know, these European fighters are all Southpaws. Sparring all my life, I deal well with Southpaws. I think that it's just when you've had that experience in with them, I think it comes natural. But obviously we know that competing is different, and I should think I'll be right on the night. Well, I got him anyway.
Just a couple more, and then we'll wrap it up. Yes, on you go.
Just a question for Andy, and possibly Adam as well. Andy, in the guest column for Boxing News, you made quite a bold prediction that you'd knock out Billy Joe in 4 or 5 rounds. It's not really customary maybe to hear.
Yeah, I have to say that it was a misquote almost. What I was saying that I would find a punch at some stage in the fight, and that I would come on strong after 4 or 5 rounds. And the headline was, I'll knock him out in 4 or 5. That was totally, you know, that's out of character with me.
And did you see that piece, Billy Joe, where Andy said he'd knock you out 4 or 5 rounds, and what was your reaction?
No, to be honest with you, someone said something about it, but you know, I think that, you know, boxing is boxing, and you're going to say that for a fighter, you're going to say you're going to knock this out, but you know, no one ever can tell on boxing too long as night. It's all about on the night, same everything.
Listen, this ain't Tindy Wings. But here he's going to come try and knock that out.
Listen, if I can knock him out,
we'll understand that, but there's no, like after the fight we'll shake hands, and before the fight we'll probably shake hands again, but we're going, when that bell rings, we're going in there to take each other's heads off. There's not, like, make no mistake about it, this is a fight, and this is as close to yes to warfare, you know. So, and that's how you prepare. Adam would be known as one of the, well, I consider the best trainer in the world, and a strategic master, and Mark Tibbs and Jimmy Tibbs have a wealth of experience and have trained so many, like more champions than we can remember. This is a big fight, and there's so many ingredients in this fight that makes like the chemistry of the fight so good. So believe it, this is going to be warfare. We'll get in there.
We'll have one more.
Hey lads, Kieran Gallagher from the Irish Stadium now. Adam, just have a question for you there. It was mentioned about Andy's recent fights, probably his 3 most recent fights that he's had to come from behind, even because of the Carbo fight was many perceived to be training in that. He's obviously a very composed figure most of the time, but this is going to be an emotional fight for him. He has a lot invested in it. Are you worried, or do you have to work with him at all in terms of keeping him composed and maybe not losing the game plan, and maybe trying to go out and impress the fans or get too caught up in the emotion of the night? I know it's a few months away now from the fight itself, but even in the build-up and press conference like today, obviously there's a lot of emotional investments and kind of getting caught up in how much the fight means to them.
I think of all the people that I work with, or intend to work with, I think Andy will probably be the easiest one to deal with that potential problem with emotions and getting carried away. He's got so much experience and so much wisdom. And it's one thing having experience and wisdom, it's another thing being able to use it to your advantage. And that's the one thing that Andy does. He can process what he knows and what he has inside and apply it to himself for his own benefits. And I don't have a problem in answer to the question of him falling behind in his last 3 fights. I always say, watch the fights with the volume turned down, and we will probably get a true reflection of what's going on. The Corrigal fight went exactly how we planned it to be, and I scored it 3-2 going into the 6th round. The Pequin fight is just one of those shots that can happen. Anything can, Mickey Duff used to always say, anything can happen in the 1st round, and you have to be prepared for anything in the 1st round, because it takes that round for the fight to settle down. And it's going to be an incredible atmosphere. And in that 1st round, the one thing that we'll be training for is to be ready for any situation and to look for that shot that will take control of the fight from the 1st bell. And I know that Billy Joe is going to bring it and he's going to train to bring it. And I'm getting excited talking about the fight now. It's a shame because I've got to work on the night, so I can't just sit and enjoy it. But I expect nothing less than Andy than a professional performance of a class champion.
Thank you very much indeed, Adam. I want to thank everybody on the top table. Thank John, Adam, Andy, Billy Joe, of course, and George. All will be available for your individual requests in just a moment. Thank you very much for your fantastic attendance here. Yeah, they're probably are Thanks very much for coming. And I'm going to have to hop down there to join my colleague Steve Willis to go continue our live coverage on BoxNation.com. But thanks for coming. Thanks for your enthusiasm. And we all can't wait for that showdown. Thanks a lot.